Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. On this episode, I'm going to talk about a week on the wrist with my brand new MoonSwatch, Mission to the Moon. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Shane Walls. I make my living as a fine art and nature photographer who truly depends on my tool watches, whether it be timing my camera exposures or timing my hikes. Tool watches are an intricate tool in my photography. And this channel is about my photography as well as my amateur watch collecting journey. And on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about that journey, and thank you so much again for following along with me on this. I test out a lot of my watches as I'm searching for that ultimate tool watch, but also as well, I'm having fun in my journey collecting watches. And this episode is about having a little bit of fun added to your watch collection in the way of the MoonSwatch. Jumping right into it, as I'm sure a lot of you eagle-eyed viewers have seen, I already changed the strap on my MoonSwatch to one of my Armin straps. The MoonSwatch, it is an inexpensive, I'm gonna say it, cheap plastic watch. There's more to it though. However, the strap had to go. I wore it for about 2 days and it got itchy, especially if you sweat a little bit in it. That Velcro, if it's not perfectly lined up, that Velcro catches on the skin, itchy. But now, with this new strap on it, I think it even looks better and it's so much more comfortable. It adds a lot to the watch. I'm enjoying that. So now, week on the wrist. I can say, because I've seen a lot of videos on these MoonSwatches, it has lasted a full week, and I have pushed all these buttons well over 100 times using the chronograph function on this watch for little silly applications. Whether it be when we were at the brewery, how long it took for my friend to get me a new beer, or even just timing my nieces when they're racing around the neighborhood. And that's the biggest plus I have come to find with the MoonSwatch. The week on the wrist with this watch, it's not about having a serious watch on your wrist. It's about the fun factor. And I said it in my earlier video about this watch, it just keeps putting a smile on my face. Sitting at the brewery, timing how long it takes for a new beer to come out, that loses its innocence in a way if you're doing that on a luxury, real tool watch type of watch. Same forth when you're just timing your nieces running around the neighborhood, their track times. That innocence is gone with a real luxury watch. It takes me back, this little plastic chronograph takes me back to a kid when we were racing around the neighborhood on our bikes, and I think it was a Casio, had a little Casio, and we'd be timing each other. This watch takes me right there, and think of it as, I'm not a big foodie, but you hear it all the time on all the food channels and food reviews. It takes me back to my childhood. This takes me back to my childhood in an upscale way, if that makes sense. It's not as if I'm going to get that Casio watch to relive exactly what it was. This has that more of a history feel to it. It's the MoonSwatch. It's a replica of the Speedmaster, so it elevates it a little bit, but it brings that history and that fun. I hope I'm explaining this well, because the week on the wrist with this watch has been so much fun. Every time I wear it, I've had a smile on my face. Bringing that history, recreation of a watch, as well as meeting up with my childhood, and just silly playing with this watch. This has been such a fun, weekend watch. Running around, timing little silly things. I'm really impressed that after 100 times of using this chronograph, the seconds hands, the timing hand, still goes right back and is dead center on the 12 o'clock marker. It is nice to see. Pushing that reset button and that seconds hand, boom, dead center right at 12 o'clock. Talking about this watch, I've been asked about it quite a few times. No, this isn't the Speedmaster. This is the new MoonSwatch. Yeah, I know, right? You can get them online now. Most of the people I spoke to didn't already know you could get it online, which now you can purchase these 4 watches from the Swatch website online, and they were very excited. They were into it. And I've been getting a lot of comments and just concerns about how dare I buy this type of watch? It ruins my collection, or it ruins Omega. That's a big one. It takes away from Omega's prestige, the Speedmaster. I 100% disagree with that. Omega being owned by Swatch, they're in a unique position to be able to do this. A lot of the comments were talking about, well, you'd never see Rolex do this or anything. They don't have the setup. Swatch and Omega, it was almost a partnership made in heaven, so to speak. I know that's going to upset a lot of people. Omega has the high prestige. I think it's fine. I think it's different enough. Swatch owns them, and don't mistake yourself. A lot of the comments were saying, oh, Omega was just doing this for money. Don't fool yourself. All watch brands are doing it pretty much just for the money. I would actually give it to Omega for being out in front and being the most innovative watch brand out there right now. I would say they had to be close at least because they're trying all new things with their movements. They're making them better. So I don't see that link that it takes away from Omega in any way, shape, or form. Back to the smile. It puts that smile on my face. It's a fun little watch. I will have to say I'm a little disappointed. I didn't know this when I got it. It only has 3 bars of water resistance. That's pretty much no water resistance. You can wash your hands. That's about it. I did, however, I took it into the shower not thinking about it. It came out okay, but I did notice it right away. Other than that, it's been a true joy wearing this watch. And I cannot say that for a lot, let's call them quote unquote, big boy watches. You look at a big boy watch, the heritage of it, refined craftsmanship, the design, the elegance, the toughness, whatever you want to think and whatever you like in watches. This has none of that. This is just a fun, quirky, little dorky watch that makes you happy. And how bad can that be? I've worn this for a full week. Every time I look at it, a little curl on my lip because it's silly and fun and somewhat serious historically in a way. It's just a mix. It's such a perfect mix, let's put it that way, of fun, elegance, history, watchmaking, watch collecting. It's all that just in a little tiny little bowl. It doesn't offer that much in way of what it is. Build quality, yes, it's cheap. Hasn't broken on me like I mentioned. Inexpensive. I've banged it a few times. It's got a few little scratches on it. The strap is awful. It just has so much more that I'm trying to convey here. I'm probably not doing the best job at it. Just the fun idea of a watch on your wrist. It does take you a little bit back to your childhood, but just a little bit more than that. It adds that little bit more, which is, it's special. It truly is a little inexpensive watch. Now this watch is $270. I would say that's a little overpriced. They call it bioceramic. It's plastic. It's cheap plastic. If you look at it cross-eyed, it will scratch. I do think they're using the Omega name to up the price just a little bit. However, it's not that big a deal. I think it's a must. It's like a G-Shock in every collection. I think it's a must to have this in your collection because this is going to be historical in 15, 20 years, what the MoonSwatch has done to the watch collecting community. And I'm looking forward to looking back on that. And I think that's how I'm going to end this video. There's not much more to say about just this last week. It's just been a fun, smile-happy week with this watch on. Little giggle here and there. Just silliness that makes it so much fun to not take yourself too seriously, because this watch doesn't. It's a good little laugh at yourself, which everyone needs every once in a while. Watch collecting, at least in my mind, it's a fun hobby. It's supposed to be fun. And getting these little cheap, inexpensive, fun watches, I think gives your collection some real character. Again, a little bit of a laugh. Don't take yourself too seriously. Having fun with it. Just that diversity of, I think it's so much fun looking at a watch collection and seeing a $10,000 luxury piece. Elegance, craftsmanship, it has it all. And then right next to it's a MoonSwatch. Don't know why, but that gives me a little warm, fuzzy feeling and a reason to smile. And that's what watch collecting is all about. Everybody's different. Go enjoy it. Collect the watches you want to collect. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Some quick updates for some future videos here. I went to my Rolex AD and inquired about what it would take for me to obtain a Rolex GMT Master 2. I'll have some more on that in upcoming videos, as well as we are currently filming this on the first day of autumn, my favorite time of the year. So to celebrate, we are currently offering free shipping on any of my fine art photography that captures the beauty of this time of season, autumn. Check out the link below for more information and help support this channel. Go to our website and buy some art, because without you, without our art sales, this channel wouldn't be possible. Thank you so much again. Cheers.